Usually when we think of the word control, we picture tyrants and dictators, like brute force and cruelty and manipulation and malice. But there's actually a much more common form of control that we experience in our everyday lives and in many of our relationships: covert, unconscious, fear-based control. This kind of control is not about openly trying to dominate other people. It's a psychological tendency to find safety, identity, and belonging in role-based dynamics. When we give from a role, so that's the good mother or the loyal husband, whatever you give from that place always comes with a hidden tax: the requirement of relevance. Another way of saying this is that when people are dependent on roles and systems outside of themselves to find identity and relevance and to validate their existence, they unconsciously require everyone else around them to do the same. It's basically saying, in order for me to maintain this illusion, to make it feel real, you need to buy in too. That comes at the cost of your sovereignty. So in dependency-based systems, which is most of the world that we live in and most of the dynamics that we're accustomed to, what often looks like generosity is actually a mechanism that resists your freedom. Most of the time people do mean well, but unconsciously, they still need you to be something that you're not in order for them to maintain relevance and identity in their role. Many Eastern mystical traditions, love isn't an emotion or a sentiment. It's the direct realization that the self in me, or the I, or the soul, or the light in me exists in all other beings. So if I understand on a cellular level that we are all one, we're all interconnected, then I don't need to do anything or be anything for anyone to bridge the gap between us, because there is no gap. So how does that translate to relationships then? Well, if you think about it, relationships really are all about exchange. That's what makes a relationship a relationship. And by exchange, I mean exchanging of resources, time, value, care. When you are operating from a place of sovereignty, your exchanges become cleaner and clearer, because you no longer need to unconsciously trade favors to buy relevance or to stabilize your identity. Your identity is stable within yourself. The problem is when a sovereign person comes into the picture with a person who's still stuck in dependency, a sovereign person can therefore look sometimes rigid, sometimes cold, sometimes even transactional, because our world encourages or conditions us to think that when someone else morphs into the role or the system that we are playing, these are the roles, these are the expectations, here's the game you play, then that's love. And that's not love. Again, that is control. Sovereignty, on the other hand, says, I don't care about the system. The light in me honors the light in you. And I'm sovereign, and I honor your sovereignty. And from that place, authentic expression and connection can actually form, because there's no sense of obligation. There's just clarity and sovereignty. The reason I talk so much on this channel about structure and clarity is because we live in a very dependency-based world. And in Western civilization, we still associate enmeshment with intimacy and love. And that's dangerous, because there is always still a risk of becoming absorbed and erased again. And non-dual love creates the grounds for sovereignty, but structure, and by structure I mean boundaries, values, core values, self-governance, rituals, practices, tangible ways to create a life that is yours and a self that is yours in the physical reality. That is what prevents, it's like a protective wall that protects you from being quietly absorbed by the systems and the roles and the expectations around you. And without structure, you lose clarity, you lose sight of where your self-expression ends and where other people begin. Sovereignty isn't just a mindset, it's not something we achieve and then we can just let go of and forever forget about. It's something we have to cultivate in real life by laying the bricks of a new reality for ourselves. It's a wall that prevents diffusion and enmeshment. And yes, that will look cold and transactional to people who still find safety and belonging in their role and in enmeshment. If you're ready to stop the cycle of role-based identity and build the structure of sovereignty in your own life, I am launching my first ever group container. We are meeting bi-weekly for 4 weeks, starting March 8th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. We will be diving deep into practical tools of differentiation and clean exchange. I hope you join us. The link is in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon.